Spoilers and Fandom is like a book club for geeky stuff. Join us as we delve into the depth of our backlogs and sift through the games, comics, shows, movies, and books that we haven't checked out yet. It's spoiler time, guys! And we're about to talk about Midnight Tides, complete with spoilers, going full on with that. So if you haven't read the book, maybe this is not for you to listen to. If you have read the book along with us, tune in, because we have a lot to talk about, my gosh.
Yes.
So how do we start this?
Okay, I think I want to start because I'm bound to forget. You had said that you compared who to Felisin?
Yeah, Seren. Yeah, thank you.
Seren.
Okay, so Seren is presented to us as someone who's just there, and she's kind of depressed, right?
Yeah.
The world's kind of broken her. And then she gets raped, right? But then she kind of just, like, Iron Bars, I guess, helps her deal with that. And I feel like after that, she's, like, her mind is more open to, like, new stuff. So these guys, for example, like, in this book, the magic system that the Lithari use is not Warren-based.
Yeah.
It is completely different. And, you know, like, we've heard of other characters sort of like find out, oh, there's another magic system, but they just kind of dismiss it like, who cares?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But like, she's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And it's like, she's now more like, it's almost like she's like really reborn, if that makes sense, which didn't really happen with Felisin, who is still, after that drug guy in the prison throughout. Like, she still harbors like a lot of resentment. She never really got over that and was able to move forward. Where Seren, it's like she's now she's like a new person kind of thing.
Now,
with none of the baggage that was there before.
I didn't want to get into this in the non-spoiler because, in my opinion, I felt that the closest parallel to Felisin was Rhulad.
Oh.
In the sense that there were people who were not equipped to get the power that they got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they handled it terribly.
I mean,
as in they had their own circumstances, and especially at least Felisin, she was in a fucked up situation right from the start. But
she was a good person before that, though.
But sheltered, and it's considering this all happened to a 16-year-old who was not, at least Rhulad, you can say, bred to be a warrior or tried to be, but she was sheltered and it was horrible circumstances that you were not expecting and done by your own family.
Yeah. And Rhulad was a little shit.
Yeah, Rhulad was a little shit from the beginning.
Yeah.
And even because I'd completely forgotten until I was refreshing myself on it, I'd forgotten that he had fallen asleep on watch.
Yeah, they got busted because of that.
Yes, they lost all their food because of it. He fell asleep on watch. And even as they were telling him and they were showing him evidence, all our food is gone, he was still refusing to say that he fell asleep. Yeah. He was not owning up. He was a little shit all the way from the beginning.
He took Fear's wife.
Yes, and now when he got power,
when he got power, he started taking things that weren't his.
Yeah.
And
now he's been put, like you're saying, he's been put in a situation he does not want to be in.
Yeah, like all of them got way more power than they were ever supposed to get to, or even equipped ever.
Yeah.
To get, because they were all pretty young, and they're going through some hella traumatic experiences.
Really immature.
Because I'm not saying that dying and coming back to life, from the description, not the best thing. Yeah. Not
in this way.
Not exactly ice cream and biscuits. But even so, they've both been traumatized. Then they get way more power. At least with Felisin, there was a bit of tempering before she got Shaik's power.
Yeah.
With them trying to cross the desert. The problem was that she was
still a kid.
She was still a kid and had all the resentment.
Yeah, she just became more hateful and spiteful, I thought.
But then, same thing happens with Rhulad. Immediately he gets that power, he's wielding it as old Rhulad would.
Yeah.
But both of them, you can see them eventually trying to become better, but they can't help but fall to old habits because either of circumstance or different things. Yeah, but even though they try, they still can't get away from the fact that they were not supposed to have this kind of power.
See, like, Rhulad had a lot of supports that Felisin did not.
Actually,
as well. Because, like, he had Troll who was always trying to calm him down.
He had all his
Fear who would never do it. And then Udinaas became, like, his rock. And then, like, after Udinaas, Udinaas became Dragonborn and flew away. But, like, after that happened, Rhulad lost his shit.
Because I don't think Rhulad, I was surprised that he immediately started asking Hanan Mossack to deal with the politics. I was actually surprised by that.
Yeah.
That was pretty, I don't know if that was him or he was being controlled by the Crippled God. But that was pretty smart either way. Because he didn't really fight against it that much.
Yeah.
He was also, I think, cunning in his own way. Rhulad. He was a little shit.
In his own way.
Yeah. I think being a little shit, you have to be cunning.
I feel a little bit bad for Rhulad. A little bit.
It's just a little bit.
A little bit.
But the problem is the way he was.
He's a slimy, disgusting character, I think. But
and he knew. I think he knew how to get under Troll's skin.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel bad for him, like because of the situation that he's in.
Yeah.
He cannot let go of the sword even if he wanted to, and he can't die even if he wants to.
Yeah.
And yes, it was the things that he wanted. He's sort of like. I feel like him taking like Fear's wife was like his own. That was his own ambition or his own like immature things, and it ended up not being what he thought it would.
Yeah, because he even realized later on.
I'm glad that he did. Like they gave him a moment for him to like look back and be like, "Oh yeah, I screwed up there. Sorry."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the thing is, he screwed it up, but it can't be undone.
It can't be undone, but his bro at least forgave him. And he's ready to deal with the child as his own.
Yeah. Fear
so
said
that
take
moved on. Fear
they had even with Troll, despite them being hostile towards each other, they had their moments.
Yeah. And even Troll still has his back at the end of the day.
Yes.
I mean, well, then you got Shun, right?
Yeah.
So
but the thing is,
he wasn't okay. But we don't believe that Troll would still back his brother up even now that he's shot.
I don't know. I see. So this is the other thing with the book that bugs me. We never saw what led to the specifics of him being shunned.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yes, that's also
that's
also one of the things that also annoyed me. But I think I assume that now with Udinaas having ascended,
Dragonborn, man, that came out of nowhere.
Oh, but I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that moment of betrayal.
It was going to happen. Yeah, it was a time bomb.
Anyway, with that, I feel like maybe he probably just descended now into madness proper, and with Troll trying to be that voice of reason. But the problem is now with also backed by the resentment of years, and also all of them just looking at him on the floor of the palace and refusing to kill him.
Yeah.
That one, he trusts no one. He trusted no one. And the more he became now true dictator and true mad dictator, where you don't believe anyone and everyone is untrustworthy. So if you go against him, death.
But like these guys weren't see that situation. Your brother is on the floor screaming at you to kill him. Like, how do you do that? Like, you can't bring yourself to do it because you can see that, like, it's such a, like, so this book is got, like, these themes, right? Sorry, I'm jumping a little, but, like, no, it's very similar to, like, if someone was suffering, like, from like, a terminal illness, right? And they want to die, right? They're at that level. You as the family, you're kind of left with that conundrum of, if you kill them, they will still end up suffering more, right? They'll come back and their suffering will never end. And but if you leave them, you're also like letting them suffer. So it's like a weird position that the Sengar dudes got put in.
But then also watching they could say that for the Edo to survive, they were like, okay, we could let him suffer, but for the
betterment
of the people as a whole.
Yeah.
Because when you're saying about themes, because now I can see it's like another theme in this book is the breaking of people, over people as a whole. The breaking of the Lethery, and also the breaking of the Idu.
Oh.
But in different ways.
Yeah.
So this one was now breaking sort of internally through Rhulad and his madness, and Anan Mosag as well, through the Crippled God, and then, the Lethery with this. But, so now, if you kill, you don't want Rhulad, because he's slowly breaking the people, just by the fact that you could see Mael now, she was now more hateful, more spiteful, because of everything that was going on. And he's just slowly breaking the people. But the thing is, he's also your brother, but who can't die. Yes, you can kill him, but that'll just mean descending into madness more and breaking your people more. But you can't not kill him.
There's the other thing, though. Yeah. The Idur as a people are already broken.
Yes, yeah.
Because they are no longer, they don't have the power that they used to have when Father Scabandari used to be with them.
They're held together by a lie.
Yeah, and he's dead. We know we think he's dead.
Yes.
And so because he's dead, the power that the Idur had, they don't have anymore. But the power that they're using right now is all coming from Hanan Mosag, which is from the Crippled God.
I think they still had some power.
They have small power with the shadow wraiths.
Really, yeah, but I think because another thing that this book that didn't show, it was like the breaking of Kural Emulan. Because when Skabandari and Silchas finally come to Malazan, I want to say Earth, but it feels wrong. When they finally come to Earth, we learn already that Emulan was broken already, and then it was Skabandari's fault. Yeah. Which makes me question, what the fuck happened? Because I thought that it was broken because of a war between the Andi and the Emulan, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Something else happened.
Yeah, also the way this book starts, it's again a fight, like the Tista Andi and the Idur have teamed up and they're fighting the Kachange. And they're all also like Jaggeds fighting the Kachange on like the other continents, right?
Seems like.
So, like, how widespread were the Kachange? Because like this is like a completely different space, right? And then in Memories of Ice, we're getting like a different continent littered with just their skeletons and stuff.
Yeah, but even when Osirik, when he went back to find his dad,
right,
in the time of the Kachange, it seemed like the Kachange was the dominant species.
Yeah, they were like everywhere.
Right? Before everyone else arrived to this melting pot of a land.
And so then you have to ask, like, they were undone, they say, by their own internal civil war between short tails and long tails, right?
Yes,
I didn't imagine this, right? Yeah,
this
was a thing, right?
Yeah. But it seems like there was quite a few things that happened to them. I don't know if it was all at once or it happened separately. Like that was the first,
or in succession.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just like, how widespread were the Kachange? Was my point.
But now
to be everywhere.
To take us back a bit.
Yeah.
Rhulad.
Yeah.
After Rhulad met with my guy Breath.
Yeah.
And he got a reality check.
Yes.
We got a reality check though. Wow, Bryce. Bryce is badass. Wow.
At that moment, I thought that the Crippled God would step in and help him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I felt like in that moment of his weakness, there's again parallels.
Yeah.
For me, he reminded me of the Crippled God.
But
you see, so the Crippled God really has a thing for crippled dudes.
Yes.
I think he knew this was going to happen to him.
He likes broken people.
Yeah, he knew this was going to happen to him, and he knew it was going to break him in a very specific way. That's why he wouldn't have approached any of the other brothers.
Rhulad,
unless it was.
No, see, he approached Hanan.
He approached Hanan, but Hanan is not related to those guys.
No, but
Hanan in the end was also
in the end
deformed and like.
Yeah.
I think Hanan
a hentai monster.
But Hanan had struck a deal with him before.
Yeah.
So in striking a deal with him, he's now like, ha, gotcha, bitch. So now he's reeling him in slowly.
Yeah.
Then he notices that Rhulad exists.
Yeah.
And he's like, so he's actually a better fighter than this chap who I have. Go get that sword for me.
No, I actually don't think that he's a better fighter. I think what happened was Hanan, he made a deal with the Crippled God for power, for war. But immediately he got the power and was about to get the sword. He was like, but I'm not actually going to go to war. This is my nuclear deterrent. Yeah. But then there's an idiot here who's young and impressionable and always looking for power. That he can't handle.
That's it.
Yep.
Easy to convince. Yeah, just take it. Because everyone else, I'm pretty sure if they had that voice telling them, just grab the sword, they'll be like, no.
Especially Tra.
Tra.
They were given very explicit instructions. They will follow.
Let it touch your skin.
Yeah.
This chap goes and he does things.
Yes.
Mine.
Yeah, because now he was like, because I think Rhulad is like, if the warlock can touch it, then of course I must be super talented, even though I fell asleep on the watch.
I think for him he's also looking at, I screwed up, therefore I need to he has to come up with his bravado twice as he has to double down on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
As opposed to trying to say, I screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
He didn't own it.
He'll never own up. He can't own up to it.
Yeah.
Which also sets us up, for me, in any case. I'm feeling like it sets Rhulad up to be one of the major players for...
Yeah, I think
Rhulad is the emperor of the Testaridu.
Yeah, but I think he'll be for example,
on the deck. I think the role that he's going to play in the deck is going to be huge.
I think he might be replace he might replace Kasa as the knight of the House of Kings.
The knight will remain, but there has to be a king.
Yeah, but the king already is Kalo.
Kalor is the king.
Kalo is the king.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he
Karsa was supposed to be the knight, but he refuses.
Yes.
I'll go kill you instead.
He's basically, I think he's gunning, even without him wanting to, he's gunning for death for Hoods.
He's gunning for Hoods' position.
Yes. So I think to replace him, maybe, because especially with his, now as his fighting prowess just continues building up, I think Rhulad is prime for that position.
And I really dig the coin thing on him.
Yeah.
I really dig the coin motif.
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining
that culture is
it's armor now.
Very unique.
Yeah.
That culture is super unique.
But also, with the whole breaking of the people, again, things that I didn't notice till I was refreshing myself. Geren Eberict, he's talking with Seren.
Uh-huh.
He's talking with her about how the war, the upcoming war with the Idu. And he dismisses her concerns about the Lethery not winning. And he says, even if we do lose, just basically saying capitalism will still corrupt the Idu.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because even if we do win, as long as we're around, because the Idu won't dare touch he can't imagine them not caring about money.
Or wealth.
Yeah. So he just figures that the tolls will basically corrupt them, and then the way of the Lethery will still go on. So,
and however few Lethery survive, they're playing the long game.
Yes, and I think that's mirrored in the way, for example, Nifada's. Rhulad, he accepts Nifada's surrender and Nifada as being basically his chancellor. Because apparently, early on...
Yeah, I think a few of them at the end...
Yeah, Mosag had actually had cancelled Rhulad against being merciful to Nifadas. Yeah. But because he is, I think this will also see another way in which the Idu are broken by now succumbing to that love of wealth.
There's a lot of that, though. This book is so preachy. Sochas tells Bryce the same thing. And then Towel says the same thing as well.
Yeah.
About wealth and so this book does that quite a lot. There's quite a lot of that. And so the Idur will definitely be that way. Because what power do they really have?
Yeah, because actually their power was in the fact that they didn't care. about it.
But then again, you have the other Edur who joined up and became they became that other race that I really like, that tame animals.
Oh, yes, in the first book, Gardens of the Moon.
No, not the Bokaral. Those are the monkeys.
The guys who are always hidden with masks.
Gosh, my God.
I know.
You have the Barghast. You have the other guys who they had those flying animals, and they were transporting Whiskey Jack and guys in the first one.
The insect guys.
Yeah, those guys. Yeah. Those guys had mentioned in memories that they made friends with some of the Edur. They're Barghast, and they made friends with some Edur.
They made peace with the Edur.
Yeah. So you have those Edur as well, who are probably not like that. And we get more hints at other Edur who are like half breeds as well.
Yeah.
Like they're half Andy, half Edur.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's always like giving Troll a bit of smack.
Yes.
And then they grow to respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was cool. I don't remember his name, but he was cool.
But we didn't get much of him really.
He would just give Troll smack, and then eventually he like, I think it was at the fort, he had some interesting stuff to say, and then Troll like sort of understood him better.
Yeah. But all of this is just, it feels like it's background and set up to how they were broken, but doesn't really. I'm wondering, like now in present day, for example, is Rhulad still the one who's ordering the Edu to try and invade and trying to go after the throne?
Definitely that, or the Crippled God is telling him about this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, but as in, is he still around? And also, just how far fallen is Rhulad at this point?
He might have done a couple more times, but maybe just a bit crazy.
Definitely.
A bit,
because he doesn't have.
A bit crazy.
If you think about it, he doesn't have
Udinaas?
He doesn't have Udinaas. He doesn't have Troll, and he doesn't have fear. Because fear.
I don't think he ever had fear.
Yeah.
Fear was a loyalist. He would never voice his opinion. This is what pissed me off so much about fear. Because Troll does, like, you're getting Troll's perspective of, he doesn't know what fear is thinking, right? And he has so much respect for fear being, the commander, the war master, whatever, right? He has so much respect that he will just and like follow whatever fear says.
Yeah.
Fear, in his head, he's like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what the right move is. But he's like exuding all this confidence to everyone else, but really he has no idea.
He's so paralyzed by everything. He doesn't know. It's
only at the end, where Troll realizes, and we get Fear's perspective,
like, I feel
of how he really is, that we're like, oh, Fear is like this. Didn't see that coming.
I wished Fear. Okay, based on the descriptions that we got.
Yeah.
Fear was the obvious parallel to, what's his name? Casa.
No, I didn't get that at all.
He's Casa if Casa behaved. If Casa had a mind.
I don't think so.
No, I don't see that. How?
No, because, for me, that's part of, this is my own bullshit. But because of, Fear was the biggest of the brothers, right?
Yeah.
And he's basically the swords master.
Yeah.
He's the one who's teaching guys how to fight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he's one of the best fighters.
Right.
He could have been their leader if he had the ambition.
I think he was set up to be a higher up.
But if he had the ambition, he could have even taken down Hanan Mosag. He could have overruled Rhulad. He could have overruled all of his brothers.
Yeah.
But he chose not to.
Yeah.
His sin was lack of ambition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was sort of like caught in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's just the opposite of.
I don't even want to say. Yeah, I think there you're kind of right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say lack of ambition, just lack of action.
Yeah, lack of action,
He was paralyzed.
Yeah, he was like, we've always done things this way.
Like, he could have even nipped, for example, Rhulad and him trying to preen in front of Mael. He could have killed that easily.
Very quickly, because that's the same thing that, what's his name? I keep forgetting.
Troll.
No. The other book.
Oh yeah, Casa.
Yeah, Casa did the same book.
Oh, I remember.
He went into a town, took all the women. And he could, like, all these guys have the same story beats. It's just that one guy didn't do something and the other guy did.
Yeah, I think that's what Karsa is like. He does what he says.
Yeah, Karsa does what he says, and he's out there with the bravado and the ambition, and he's like, I'm a man of action.
Yeah.
I will find myself a horse.
And Fear is like crippled.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Fear I guess now.
Actually, Fear is crippled by fear. That's funny.
It's only at the end of this book where now Fear is like, okay, I'm gonna do something.
Like
for me.
Look at what it cost him. It cost the civilization. It cost him 2 brothers.
Yeah, but you could argue that it took that to actually get him out of his rut.
Yeah.
But for example, his Mayan is lost.
The Mayan is lost.
He's lost Mayan. He basically has a child that I don't know how he's going to reach the child. Maybe he's going to try and save the child in some way. Maybe he sees it as his redemption.
It's his penance and redemption. I screwed up and ruined everything else.
Yeah.
I will teach you. But I feel like
he hasn't gone for the child. He's going off with Silchas. Like his his mission at the end, which is what sounds so cool. He has gone to Seren, Silchas, who is hiding his identity.
I forgot about that.
Like Troll basically drops them off with Seren.
Why did I remember it like Fear go? I don't know why in my head it was. Okay, I don't even know why I thought what I thought.
Because there's so much weird stuff that happens at the end of this book.
I distinctly, because in my head, it was like, I remember Tral going off with, for some reason, I remember Tral going off with Seren and crew, but then I also remember that Tral stayed in my head.
Yeah. So Tral found Fear. He went to go find Fear. He did find Fear. And then somehow he ended up at Seren's house, which I think was the errant pushing them towards it. And so at Seren's place, Seren mentioned that I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think Seren was going to take Silchas and these other guys for whatever they wanted to do. And Fear wants to go find Skabandari to really find out what happened to Skabandari. Because it's like the Tister Idur they know they've been lied, but he wants to know the truth. That's what Fear wants to do.
Because he feels like maybe the truth
and he's right there with Silchas.
Let's not say we'll save them, but it'll at least help them break free of the control of maybe the Crippled God.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's it. You nailed it. Yeah, that's it exactly. For someone who didn't remember, I think that's you nailed it.
I don't know why.
I think that makes more sense.
I put Troll in both situations.
Yeah.
And now that you've cleared that up for me, I think also now the shunning of Troll.
Yeah.
I don't think it was actually any of the brothers. I think it was Rhulad, yes, but now with his crazy Rhulad, but now with his run along the hanger-ons.
Oh, the new guys.
The younger.
Yeah, the younger
hanger-ons. The younger generation who are little.
Yeah, who are now flexing.
They're trying to show guys
that we're next to Rhulad, we're Rhulad's boys, yeah. I think those are the ones that maybe now Rhulad was talking to when it came to...
Yeah, I do not remember what happened to Udinaas.
Neither do I.
But
I know he was injured. I can't remember.
He was injured, yes, but he was injured because of... The time I can remember he was injured was when they came from the ice fields. Rhulad healed him. But I don't remember what he does after.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened to Udinaas.
But, sorry, to take you guys back a bit to Fear/Casa.
Yeah.
That whole thing of when Fear said he was going to look for now what happened to basically he wants to
that is a parallel. That is a parallel.
Is the same thing that Casa goes out to find out their gods.
Yeah.
So the Idur and the Tableau all have question marks.
They're all about their past and
their past and the gods and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
there is a parallel there. You're right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I like that vibe. because you kind of feel it coming, but you know it's going to come. It's going to hit a bit differently when. Because Casa found out that his gods don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
His gods do exist now.
They weren't praying to their gods.
Yeah, they're praying to lies, basically.
Yeah, they're praying to lies.
Yeah.
Now he's through no knowledge of his own, he's kinda they're gonna end up having their own god.
Yeah.
I feel like Karsa is going to turn into the Toblakai god.
Yeah. I can see that.
Because, like, these three guys came out, right? And that you get the Azath house. The Azath house breaks down.
Yeah.
The three Toblakai gods come out.
Yes.
And Ublala basically tells us that we pray for these gods not to show up because they're horrible.
Yeah.
So the reason we pray to them is to pray to them that they will stay away from us.
Yes.
Like they're that evil. Mm-hmm. When they bust out of there, these guys have a fight with them. And they're holding their own. They're actually doing well. I feel like Karsa is a lot more stronger than those gods then.
But at least these gods can have the excuse that they've been trapped for thousands of years.
Yeah.
They have that excuse.
No, the gods. These are gods, man.
They've made a big deal of blood strengthening gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or demons.
So I can imagine this duplicate drank all the blood.
Yeah, I don't know. And
but
then Silchas just wrecks them off camera in 3 seconds while Iron Bars is recovering from a faint. Like, come on.
But that also goes to show you how badass Iron Bars is.
Yeah.
Well, Iron Bars... Okay, so Iron Bars is really strong, right?
Yeah.
He was able to kill Rhulad by just choking.
And it was
breaking his neck.
That's what I
love. It was
that's
very simple, right?
Because it was just... It was as a by the way. Oh, there was a weird soldier.
Yeah.
In some weird armor.
Find him. Get him, yeah.
I just know.
Yeah.
That was a while back.
and then Bryce kills Rhulad in 3 seconds with just, hee.
Dissect him.
Hee.
Dissect him like a frog.
He just waves his sword, does some magic kind of move.
Made me so happy about it.
And he keeps him alive. The guy won't resurrect. And basically sorts out the problem in 2 seconds. Bryce does.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. For me, my favorite part of Bryce was the Guardian of the Names.
Mm-hmm.
That entire interaction, everything about when he went and met him, their fight, then later I feel like he's being set up to be the next Guardian of the Names, essentially. Because he knows everything about all those old gods, all the ones now. And he's been brought back to it. And he's a great swordsman.
Yeah, that's actually what makes me wonder. Because he feels like he didn't do a lot, but he has a lot of latent power. Because what was the point of giving him the names if he was just going to die?
Exactly.
That doesn't feel like...
And the fact that he's been brought back there, at the same place, to keep him company.
Yes.
That's
just it's hard to determine how much the Errant was behind all of this stuff. Because the Errant is always there pushing stuff, right? Yeah. He's always there. I don't even know if the Errant is able to push Mael, and Mael doesn't know that either.
True.
Because you don't know which stuff is
what has he pushed? What has he pushed? What hasn't he?
Because remember, he did try to push... is it Morok Nevath? He tried to push Morok Nevath to go and defend the Azath, but Morok refused. And so that's why he had to now go and lean on the Crimson Guard and Iron Bars.
Yeah, he actually asked Bug to help out.
Yeah.
And then Bug was going to go get Bryce, and then he had a better idea.
Yeah. So maybe sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you're never quite sure. Or is it just... they say the Errant pushes, but is it just that maybe he's an observer of...
I think it's like a push, and whether you do or do not,
it's up to you.
It's like an open coin toss, maybe.
I was just about to say, you're seeing the words that you're using. Isn't this open vibe?
Yeah, it was very much like that, but I guess because he nudges, and open's like a coin flip.
So where's the lady? Who's the pawn?
Who's the pull?
No, it's the lady of upon
There's the push and the pull.
There's twins.
I think the lady is the push, and then the lady is the push, and then the lord is the pull. But I'm not quite sure which one is the good one and which one is the bad one.
I think it's just depending on the situation.
People did regard one as being
As the push, then I think the push is the bad one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be pushed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can pull some luck your way, something of the sort. Yeah. But nobody really wanted Opon to be involved in anything.
No, yeah.
Nobody wants
Opon
chance.
is a wild card. You don't want chance.
Yeah.
You want either something to work
Or
for or against something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
be
not
certain.
not pure randomness.
Yeah.
The other gods that were introduced were pretty cool. The elder god of the sea, which probably led to one of my funniest moments in this book. Where it got trapped under the lake, and you have the couple on the lake having like a day out, and the guy sees stuff and he finally proposes to her. Like those weird moments, man. He looks down, he sees tentacles coming up and getting frozen. I'm like, okay, I'll marry you now.
For me, what I loved about Mael is just the weird things he would put in that soup or in the teas. Like even Bug saying, I knew that there had to be something with you because there's no way we are surviving with the shit we're eating. How am I so hale and healthy when we have I don't even want to say the sole of the shoe because the things that they were eating, they were not even sure whether it was a sole of a shoe. Was it a fish?
It was just parts.
It was something.
Yeah,
And
it was
something.
String, lint.
Yeah.
But then Tyrell doesn't complain about his teeth falling out or something.
You roll with it. If you're alive, you roll with that shit.
How much was that just Bug being magical as well? Like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well. Nobody can survive on that. Whatever.
That was the other thing. So I watched something else. This book has a lot of rereadability. After you know that Bug is male, you go back to this book, you read it again. He gives constant hints of him being male. For example, one of the Ratcatcher chicks is like, "Oh, you must be really good in bed." And Bug replies, "Oh yeah, the oceans heave, there's a joke there.
Yeah.
Now that you know that he's male, it becomes funnier for you.
Yeah.
Whereas before you're like, this guy's just being silly. There's an added level. So he does a lot of that stuff. Throughout the book.
What I like about him as well is that he can flex his knowledge to people who he knows will never really question it. Like, for example, when Shurk are walking to their tomb and he's explaining all about how this is a Jagged tomb, it was reinforced by Focula Seal. And these people are like, what's a Jagged? What's a Fulcrum?
Yeah.
It's like...
never mind. Yeah. But he knows that nobody will really come and ask the two undead in the crypt. But also, that reminds me, the description of the tomb, where all these scholars are asking what was in the tomb and everything, but then the common people are asking, so why would people put locks on a tomb? Yeah. What were they locking inside the tomb?
Good question.
that scholars don't have the common sense to ask.
Leave alone. Yeah. Wait, now quick question. What do you guys feel about Udinaas?
Udinaas, he was honestly really dull. There were so many moments in this book where he's just staring at the ocean. And dreaming about Featherwitch, this, blah, blah, blah.
I couldn't stand Featherwitch.
It was, I didn't like her as well. I can't say I hated her. I didn't like her, I just didn't care. I was only interested in her readings, really. And the rest, it was just felt like CW drama.
That's, for me, that was the issue. Because I felt like she was way too petty.
Yeah, but again, nowhere.
I think it's still part of... I think it's still part of... She functioned more like explaining that the Lethargy can't get away from themselves.
Yeah.
That even though she's a slave and has never known freedom, she still sees herself as being at a higher station.
Yeah.
And even though she's not technically as a slave, she's serving Mael. Udinaas is also serving the Sengars.
Yeah.
And they're basically they're the same station.
Yeah, they're the same station, but she feels that she's better than him for XYZ.
For XYZ reason. Because maybe he was indebted in whatever that means. That he was indebted then. And now he's still carrying that debt for whatever reason.
Until it gets wiped out later. But hey,
it
was such a small debt.
Hull wiped it out as well, right?
Yeah, it was a weirdly small debt for somebody to become a slave, but hey.
Yeah, but it's how they work.
It's how it works.
But even then, it was like, we're all slaves. But we still need to create our own hierarchy. And she couldn't, I think it's because for Udinaas, she hated Udinaas because he had something else. As in, eventually. Initially, she was just looking down on him. But I think eventually she started hating him because he had something else, whether it was the secrets that he started and the knowledge he started getting, or whether it was the fact that he could almost control the situation since he was taking care of Rhulad. So he had more power even in his slave ship.
His slave position.
Yes, than her, or even the fact that he knew what freedom was.
True. Yeah.
With Udinaas, there was something that happened that I didn't understand. At one point, he goes into a warren or a vision or something, right? And he banged someone in one of the visions, right?
He was raped by Menando.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And he had a kid.
Yeah.
And he goes into a different warren or a different world, a different space.
Yeah.
And he's introduced to that kid.
As the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seems like the kid was dropped off to like this ghost race of.
I think it's those wraiths.
It's a ghost race.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I didn't
But
get that whole
it's a
thing,
ghost
yeah.
race of Imas who don't know they're dead. It seems like the way when they are smashed up completely, but then the spirits have nowhere to go. But these ones have completely forgotten since they don't have a bone caster. So they've forgotten that they are.
Oh, they were
they're
Talana
dead.
and Mas.
Yeah, they were Talana. I don't know when. Again, this is those weird
Yeah,
Warren
I don't
things.
get it. Because how does he get raped and now he has a son?
Because it was Menando's son. But then they also, again, this I learned now, this part I learned in the refresher. They're like, okay, these guys are like, okay, but how do we feed dragons? Will he eat us? To imply that he's also soul taken, but now aligned.
Yeah.
So he has aligned blood in him as well. So he's definitely a spawn of Menando.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Udinaas.
Yeah.
Yes, and Udinaas.
Who has Vival blood in him.
Yes,
So.
but then the thing is also they don't say now, for example, how long time has gone. Or
Exactly.
time has passed.
We don't have.
Because we don't have. That's the problem. I think we don't.
That was
we don't have a
really
frame of
confusing.
reference.
Yeah, that was really confusing.
But I liked how again parallels. Sorry, I wish I'd actually come with all those notes because I had a notebook. But for me, this guy Udinaas was a parallel of Absalom because of the possession.
Oh yeah.
The possession, and he just deals with the possession very differently from how she does. It's more of he has more of a less involved user.
It's like things are happening. I think it's because basically he's lethargy. He's always indebted. He's always been indebted. Always things are happening outside of his control. So I think he can take things a bit easier. It still messes with him. It still wrecks with him. But I think he can take things a bit easier. Oh, one more thing I forgot. His son, he wasn't actually dropped off with the Imas initially. He was with the Mekros, whose ship crashed. Yeah. And then Withal went off to the Crippled God. Him, I don't know how he was saved, but he ended up now with these Imas. Yeah. That's how, because he had the Mekros tongue. Yeah.
Also, Kolat's mom was the chick who came and joined Withal.
Yes.
Rhulad was Whiskey Chap's chick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she has beef with now because wow, there was some stuff happening in the flashbacks, man. Like they beat the crap out of her, I think. And they locked her also in the Azath. No. When Silchas was being taken to be locked in the Azath, right? No, I'm mixing up Skabandari and Osric. This is what's happening.
Yeah, for her, I keep forgetting because I saw her name and I was like, I should bring that up as well. But anyway, she was one of those who was betrayed. Who was among the betrayed. But it seems that she already had Collat, but now maybe Collat had joined up with Rick at that point.
Yeah.
By then, but yeah.
Like they basically carry her. I think Skabandari, Osric's kids or Skabandari's not Osric's kids. Skabandari's
who that one you're talking about now, Sheltathalor.
Yeah.
That's the daughter of Dusk.
Right.
Now she was the one who was thrown in the Azath by Menando and the other sister. Yes.
Right.
They are the ones who threw now the daughter of Dusk into the Azath, and who she was trying to get Silchas to bring her up together.
Right.
Now, Collat's mom was among those who had come to that realm with Skabandari, and she was among those who, with Skabandari and Silchas, and was among those who had been killed.
Yeah.
That's what...
No. But there was a connection with that chick who fainted. Has a connection to something.
Who?
I can't remember. But the daughter Dusk, the one who basically was carried, they basically describe her as her having an affair or something with someone she shouldn't have an affair with.
I don't remember.
Basically, those two chicks beat her up because...
No, they beat her up because she had because I think she had an affair with... Not an affair, but I think she was in a relationship with Draconas.
With Rake, right?
No, with Draconas.
No,
with Draconas, because...
For Sheltatha is Draconas.
Yes. Yeah. And because of that, then she has two daughters.
Isn't Draconas...
Envy and Spite.
Yes, Draconas, yes. It was Draconas, yes.
Yeah.
And she had two daughters, Envy and Spite. Yeah. Who, yeah. That was it. Sorry, that was it. That was it. Exactly.
But again, there's also now a lot of setup because now you're like, okay, so now with Withal and what was her name? Let me just find it.
Corlat's mom.
Yes. Withal and Corlat's mom. Now, Sandalath. So will Withal and Sandalath, will they eventually meet Corlat? Who knows?
Maybe.
I don't know. See,
but that's why
again,
the way the
book ends,
setup.
Yeah.
The way the book ends, Mael says that he's going to beat the crap out of the Crippled God.
Yeah.
That's
where it ends. We don't know what that means.
I think it's just literally a beating up. I don't think he actually kills him.
I think it'll be that.
I don't think he can kill him, to be honest. But
well, I mean, the Crippled God's power, as we have found out, only extends within his tent.
Yeah.
And without, he needs to manipulate people indirectly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So, I mean, could Mael beat him up? I think Mael could beat him up.
I think Mael definitely can beat him up.
Of the gods as they exist.
What if Mael gets killed?
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he can kill him.
Yeah.
I think that's different.
There'll be a conflict. Outright death, I don't think, as an individual, he can kill him.
No.
They'll need maybe 2 or 3 other gods. Maybe him, Kral, and someone else.
Yeah. Because that's what keeps... even
the Crippled God got more crippled by Mael.
Yes. The last time the gods all gathered together to fight... I don't remember who they were fighting against. Where they all gathered together to... I think... And we talked about it in the last book, Memories of Ice.
Yeah.
Where it was her, it was Kroll.
It was her, Kral, and... That's what I was saying. It needed to be at least 3 gods.
Yeah.
For them to...
If you're going to take on someone, if you're going to try and outright kill somebody who's a god in their own right, it can't just be
Kalor.
One. Nobody's that powerful.
Yeah. Even among the gods, they can't one hit another god.
Yeah. Okay.
But he can definitely make his life inconvenient.
Worse.
Yes.
Huh.
Hey, man.
There's a lot in this book. There's also the really hot, topless, jagged chick
Yeah.
who is like the warden of the Azath.
Yeah, I'm not sure where.
I don't know what deal Krull made with her to trap the... not Krull. I don't know what deal Mael made with her to trap the Eldritch tentacle god.
Like there's a lot of like weird side characters who I don't know if we'll see again or never
Who are
again.
very cool, yeah.
I feel
but
like
I don't
we
know.
will, because look at from the past 4 books.
Yeah.
There's like the way certain characters have been set up. Guys are in positions to. It feels like a huge chess game.
Yeah.
Guys are just tiny little pawns in certain places, so guys are just getting in the right places to get into now those positions that maybe by book 9, 10, when everything is now closing up, it closes up very well.
Or should I say, okay, I don't know whether they will appear as characters in their own right or now as future references from
to,
other people or like the ancestors of some other people, like things of that sort.
Yeah, because you're all even talking about the demon guys who went after the Furkroll.
Yeah, the Kendrila.
Yeah.
First of all, I was amazed that they could even take on a Furkroll sale because to me that's like the height of deadliness.
And they are fishermen.
No, because these were the princes of the fishermen.
Oh.
Yeah. So now
yeah.
the fact that they could take on and those two guys were hilarious. The banter between them. But the fact that they could take on a Furkroll sale was like, that's amazing. But I think they jumped into the hole after the Furkroll sale.
Yeah.
So now it feels like, are we going to see them again?
Demon adventures.
Exactly.
On the chase. On the chase.
Yeah. This book had too many of those things, man.
But I feel it was more of world building. Like we've done 4 major stories back to back.
Yeah.
Now we're being given backstory that sets up for the next.
I think also one more thing is that it sort of blew up my understanding of what the holes versus the deck.
Yeah.
It's not the holes versus the houses, yeah.
Yeah.
It sort of blew up my understanding because I'm not now quite sure how they relate to each other. Because I still feel like the hold is it's more primal and a bit older than the houses.
Older, broader, and more primal.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's connected. It's a one-to-one connection.
No. It's not a one-to-one connection.
The way Dean explained it was like it's a simplified version of the house, and the house had to adapt or something.
Because
the house is a simplification of the holes.
Yes.
The holes were very broad and generalistic. Now, when it came to the houses, you could now make things a lot more.
Holds houses and decks.
Yeah, but it seems like, okay, for the Elder Warrens, of course, them are completely separate from the holes versus the houses.
Right.
It seems like also, why do holes have power here when the Crimson Guard, Kolo, says that he uses warrens and he uses houses. So those, they still exist.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even say that these feel like an older version of the houses. He just says that these feel very different. So then I'm not, and for some reason, he doesn't know why, the houses cannot exist here. And also, how do they not have a hold for death? That's also now...
Hood's thing, yeah.
Is it because of what Gothos did?
Yeah, Gothos. So Gothos froze everything and stopped things from dying. Stopped the souls from going, right?
From going. That's what seems to have happened. Because that's why now, like in Letha, you can find spirits galore.
Yeah, so maybe that's actually it.
Yeah, but is that why now is that because of that there's no hold of death, or is there some other reason why there's no hold of death?
Or maybe the hold of death still does exist. It's just that it's been closed off.
Yes, or something of the sort, yeah.
Or is this running concurrently?
No, but the hold of death, the warren of death exists, right?
The warren does, but there must be a hold before it.
Yeah, I feel like there should be, because there should be a place for the spirits to go.
Yeah, like when Quickben goes to was it Quickben or Ganuus? when Perrin goes to when he dies, and he's met by the skeleton guy. Doesn't that guy come from?
That's at Hood's Gate.
Yeah.
That's at Hood's Gate.
Yeah, so
it's Hood's.
He's at the Warrens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there's a house of death.
Yeah, there's a house.
So that was the house. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is confusing.
I'm thinking maybe. Remember the whole story for the Clanai.
Mm-hmm.
That now that in the
oh
yeah.
Wait, just a bit. Also, remember what during Feather Witch's readings, she says the twin rulers of the Beasthold.
Yeah,
that also confuses me because that can't happen. That happened like in present time almost. So is she seeing something about the future, or is it something that's happening?
Future.
I feel like she has vision.
Future.
So that I feel like maybe that's the hold. The Beasthold is the death hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now at that point, death might have been like a primal energy. So they didn't want to treat it as a god or as a specific thing. So maybe it's the beast hold that she's referring. That would be that hold for death.
I don't know.
Also,
it's just closed off because
Kolo is the one who says that spirits have no way. It's like this place has no hold of them.
So until now, when that hold opens up again, is when now death comes back.
Because
also you had sorry, this is something I might forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's not related,
mm-hmm.
but when we did House of Chains, you were like, when Troll got banged by
the aerosol.
The aerosol, right? Right? You're like, there will be consequences for this.
Yes.
Yeah? We know what the aerosol are now.
Yeah.
They are the gods that the Nerek worship.
Yes.
And the Nerek are weird.
And also, actually, now this also again something I might forget. I don't understand why the Nerek had to kill Hal.
Did they kill him or did they take him?
They killed him.
Because they stabbed him and I thought they took him through the Warren. And how did they get that power suddenly?
No, I think because they were blessed by Mayan. Because even Rhulad says because of that sanctification, something about the spirits of the Nerek are now awake or something of the sort.
Awake again.
Yeah. And they're older even than... I think they're even older than they realize or something of the sort. So now
Is he
Nerek,
dead?
Yeah, I think he's dead.
He's dead.
Okay.
I think the Nerek now have awakened
they
to their gods or whatever, so the aerosol... But then again, it's because the aerosol are also time traveling, which makes it even everything weird. You don't know when...
maybe this blessing happened and the aerosol went for... No, that can't be right.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
Like she went forward in time to where Troll was walking around.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
because now we're having quite a few displaced children. Because now we have
even these
we have Udinaas and Dawn.
This one and the other one with the Cyclops.
Yeah.
But
at least him, we know in time where he is.
Who?
We know exactly in time where he is.
Yeah.
But
and the Liosan.
Yeah.
We didn't get anything about them in this book.
Oh yeah.
Because
I'd even forgotten that it's the Liosan.
Because it feels like the Liosan would be perfect. Like Dawn Menandor should have taken over and maybe taken care of the Liosan, but it seems like she doesn't care.
No, Arzurk was a douche then, right? Like
Arzurk was a douche, and it seems like the daughter
followed suit
completely and doesn't care at all about her people.
Wait, was Menandor though Arzurk's kid?
I'm not sure.
Like those two chicks who killed,
Yeah.
who knocked out Dr.
I feel like
Dusk.
Menandor and Osric would be at the same. No, she'd be.
Oh,
you're looking it up.
Something else I got from the refresh. Apparently, Mother Dark's children. There's a phrase that somebody says.
She's actually his daughter.
Who?
Also.
Yeah,
it's Osric's daughter.
There's a phrase somebody says that Mother Dark's children, Mother Dark didn't need a spouse for her first children, and no matter what the Tist Andy say, they are not.
They're not siblings.
They were not the first children.
Yeah.
So who were the first children of Mother Dark? Because I had assumed it was the Tist Andy. Honestly, I had assumed it was the Tist Andy. So questions.
Wow. Yeah, so many questions, man.
That's the thing. This book is very good for setting up and world building.
Yeah.
And you get questions, a lot of questions, because they still haven't explained what the fuck. Skabandari just looks like such a douche. Because how the fuck did you get your order? Is it because he initiated the war with the Kachain that it happened? I don't know.
Skabandari definitely seems like a douche.
Because it seems like, according to the explanation, the reason why Skabandari is punished is because the Kachain basically set off the mutually assured destruction, and eventually the universe will end.
Yeah.
Life will end because of their last final spell or whatever. But they don't say that the Kachain broke the Emelan. They don't say that.
That's a result of something else.
Yes. Yeah. Then they came to this world and then started fighting the Kachain.
Yeah. So they screwed up, came here, and continued.
And continued screwing up. Is it all Skabandari's fault at the end? Is that what we're going to find out?
So who killed Skabandari?
Kilmandaros. And I think several other gods. They just says...
Because there was like a dragon skull with a hole smashed in.
Yeah. They say it's Kilmandaros led by other gods.
And others.
Yes.
And friends.
Oh, okay.
Who we haven't met Kilmandaros. Have we? Okay.
Okay.
But he's also part of the Elder God crew with Kral, Mael.
But we haven't had a direct interaction with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is now for me. I didn't know. Remember the dragon that was crucified, the Totaro dragon?
Yeah.
You're waiting for explanation.
Yeah, there's that, the jade statues, there's so much, man.
That now for me,
that's too many questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that
wait, look, with the dragon, the crucified dragon.
Yeah.
And
it even sounds awesome saying.
Yeah, but like with the crucified dragon, and now we learned that Vival and Enkaral, they're basically, is it Enkaral?
Yeah, Enkaral. Yeah.
Enkaral is the Malazan word for
Vival,
right?
Yeah.
Vival. Okay. So
that's why I was saying Bokaral. Sorry.
The Bokaral are the monkey things.
Yeah.
With those things being descended from dragon, like they're basically said to be dragon spawn, right?
Yeah, just smaller.
Definitely then dragons would have a bigger role.
Because that's what
in this book, right?
In my head, I haven't really been thinking about dragons a lot, because they just, the way they are phrased, it's like a natural law. Like they're just somewhere above everything else.
And even then,
we can't tell if there's
one real dragon. Everybody else is taken away.
Who? Silana, yeah.
Oh, actually, that's the only
dragon.
That's the only.
Everybody else is will take.
Yeah.
So I honestly.
And she almost got her ass kicked by Rice. So.
Yes, which makes me wonder, she can't really be like, maybe she's descended.
Old, I don't know.
Or maybe just not as powerful as other dragons.
Or also power to Rice. We don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah. That's what for me.
I'm not even, because those ones I'm not even. I'm just waiting. Maybe they'll explain, but if they don't, I just take it as a natural.
Yeah, you know.
Because the way they were using the deck to travel casually.
Yeah, like they fly in and out of like it's portal for them.
Yeah,
it's literally portal.
It just made me think of them as on another level that this book cannot affect, sort of. Like whatever concerns these other races are fighting against,
these guys are just way beyond it.
They're beyond it.
Oh, with the power levels, right?
Yeah. Like maybe the Jade soldiers, if they came in full.
I don't know.
But even then, like I said, we don't know.
Oh, you were saying something?
With the power levels, I went back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that Bryce and Iron Bars can take on Rhulad individually, right?
Yeah.
But Iron Bars could not take on the Toblakai gods.
Yeah.
Right? So he's definitely underneath their power level, because he couldn't even handle one.
Yeah.
We can assume that Bryce can't.
I think he handled one, but he couldn't handle the rest. All three.
We can assume then the same of Bryce, I guess.
Yeah. Chances are he can't handle three.
Silchas can take all of them out without
breaking a sweat.
Breaking a sweat, blinking, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Where does that put Rake?
Below him.
Below Silchas?
Below Silchas.
I don't know. I want to say, because Silchas was the youngest.
Yeah.
I want to say, I'll put Rick at the same level. I want to put him at the same level.
You want to put Rake at the same level as Silchas, right?
Yes.
Okay. Rake on the Isle of Segula is the third sword or like something.
Is it third or fourth?
I don't remember. I don't know. But he's there. He's there on the right. Where would the first sword be of the Segula, man? And then
It would be terrifying.
Okay.
like when you look at the power levels, it's insane. Because then you have Karsa.
Honestly, I think... Because I think, Iron Bars, I want to say, if it wasn't for the fact that he was trying to fight like 5 of them at once.
If he was given the opportunity to...
I think one-on-one, he could probably take on.
Yeah.
I think Karsa would probably be at that level.
Yeah.
No, but you see, then Karsa...
But he's climbing up.
Karsa is climbing,
Yeah.
He's still climbing.
Yeah.
But when Karsa met that other dude, that guy knocked Karsa out with one punch.
He sucker punched him though.
The lighthouse guy. It doesn't matter. Karsa was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna kick your butt, and that guy punched him before like he got a chance.
Oh no! At the lighthouse, the guy who broke
Urko something.
Yeah, the guy who broke Karsa's ribs.
Yeah.
No, but then Karsa was just beginning on his journey. He hadn't even reached the...
Dude fought a shark.
Yes,
in the water.
But he hadn't yet reached the...
Godlike, yeah.
He hadn't reached the whirlwind. He hadn't reached...
He hadn't gotten his...
Yes, he hadn't reached Roraku.
He hadn't gotten...
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, hadn't even gotten his sword. He was still pretty far.
Didn't have a horse,
Nothing.
Yeah.
He hadn't even realized that he had chains on him yet.
He was dehydrated.
It was still far. It was still very much in the beginning.
Also,
okay.
a lot of the power levels get skewed because now the Segula don't use magic.
Yeah.
So we can't really put them on a straight on power ranking with guys who do use magic. So on the Isle of the Segula, Rick was third or fourth, because he was using a sword.
Right.
Did he pull out his magic?
He didn't.
Because I don't think they don't rank people. They
don't rank magic users. They don't rank mages.
Otherwise, Envy would be at the top.
Yeah. So going by swordsman, yes, Rick is better than all those guys. Going by physical prowess.
Yeah.
Yes. But when you bring in magic, that will now screw it all up. Because now when you bring in magic, Crapper can't fight anyone. But he took a direct swing from the Warhammer, from Burns' hammer, and dodged. It didn't hurt.
So the power levels are weird.
Yeah.
But Silchas is still...
Silchas is top 10, is MVP, man. I can't
apart from Mael, you can say it's probably Mael, as in power level, complete power level, and then Silchas, right after.
I
would not count gods as
knowing everything.
If gods don't count, then it has to be Silchas.
Yeah, if gods don't count, it's Silchas. Because I feel like even if you to put Rick against Silchas at this particular moment, who has been one of the most powerful characters we've seen, I don't see Rick pulling away in this easily. Silchas will get his ass.
But I think it's also a testament to how powerful like Jaggart's... Okay, let me not say Jaggat tyrants are. Because the fact that it took quite a bit out of Rick to
deal with Wrist.
Wrist.
And it took a dragon to help.
Yeah.
It took a full-blooded dragon to help.
Yeah. So I think Jaggat...
And even then, he only got him... They only managed to trap him in Anazar's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't kill him.
They didn't kill him outright.
Yeah. Even the first time he had been trapped for a million years.
Yeah. Because I think Jaggats themselves are powerful, but I think tyrants...
The tyrants are a level beyond. This is like ascended Jaggat. That's how I read it.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about
it.
Yeah. Ascended Jaggats, yeah. Wow, yeah, the power levels in this are just...
But the thing is, again, with the whole time being screwy, I don't think I don't know if it's because of that or he just doesn't know. Rick doesn't know about Silchas. Doesn't seem to know about Silchas or doesn't talk like Silchas exists.
Maybe.
Because the way the Andy talk, it's like we're the only ones who are left. Yeah. We don't know of any other Andy anywhere.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone thought Silchas was killed by the betrayal, right? Of the Eater.
At best.
Right.
So they weren't expecting him to be around.
Because even then, now, when first they appeared in the realm, they didn't know Rick had disappeared. They didn't know where Rick was.
Yeah.
No, so we know about Rick's other kid brother, right?
Underwrist is dead.
Underwrist just got capped. Yeah. He was not very impressive, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
There's Rick and now there's Silchas.
He refused to take the
Elent blood,
so he refused. He was pure blood, Jack, whatever.
Tistandi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was old.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's as old as Rick.
Yeah, he's as old as Rick, but he's now physically degraded because he's old.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know. Right now, Rake's supposed to be getting the message that the Eater are coming for that throne, right?
Ideally.
They should have, but who knows?
We don't know now.
Because now that you don't know, maybe it's interfered with.
I feel like we're on cliffhangers right now, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere we are. Because now we don't know now who are these. Because we don't know now what the plans, who has interfered with the message. Maybe he's never gotten the message thanks to the rope and.
Wow. I'd even forgotten about those guys.
Because those guys told Perrin to give the message. The shadow, the throne itself, told Perrin to give Rick the message. And Perrin has portal abilities now.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying I'd forgotten that had happened.
And that they put another person there, the traveler.
Yeah. Who is, what's his name? My suspicion was, what's that?
Dasim.
Yeah,
Dasim Ultra. Yeah. Oh, we're so many cliffhangers.
Again.
Oh my god.
But then we don't know where, because we don't know, is Silchas. Immediately I saw the Crimson Guard, and them mentioning the houses, I wanted to say it's like not far, it's not too far back because of trial. But again, Idu lifespans fuck this shit up, and we don't see the Shoning in this book.
So what I understood from the Crimson Guards was they're just they're basically just Kaladin's army.
Oh yeah, and they mentioned Malazan.
But they're Brood's army. The Crimson Guard. But like Iron Bars in particular is an avowed.
Yeah.
Which is something.
Yes.
I don't really know what that means, but he is very old. He's super powerful.
Because apparently they vowed to put the Prince something until it seems like they vowed to stay with him until he gets back on the throne or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the way you're saying, he seems very old.
Yeah, he's like an immortal, and it seems like whoever's avowed might be immortal.
They do mention that the Lethery don't compare to the Malazan.
Yeah, it's not a direct comparison.
No, they say that the Malazan they give props to the Malazan.
Yeah,
which also again screws up, because I'm like, okay, so is this during back during what was the guy's name? Canonbed. Is this during maybe
Canonbed's time, or I don't know how long has Troll been crucified for?
The civilization as a whole, the Lethery civilization still exists in modern Malazan.
Under Edo control.
Under either Edo control, probably under Edo control. Mm-hmm. And these guys, there's not much connection between them, because again, if a sale is between them and Nabakis, and these guys already have an issue dealing with the Nabakis, it's not so likely that these guys would meet frequently.
Yeah.
At most, maybe they'll meet up on the seas, like pirates, whatever, traders, but direct political stuff, I don't know.
And the Lethery are pretty much consumed with themselves.
Yeah,
they're done, man.
No, as in not that. I just mean as a people, they're completely self-centered.
Yeah, they're finished though. I mean, there were some good ones though. You had the, like besides Tehol, you had the chick who puts Shurk Ilal together. You know, runs that boutique, run a restaurant A, B. You know, like they don't seem all bad, but they're stuck in that system.
Yeah. Like there's good people and everything, but if a system like can allow somebody like Garen to just murder thousands, and people don't realize
30,000 this year. That seems excessive.
And this isn't even including the ones that Terhol was spiriting away. Spirited away. This is just
Terhol has his own
murder.
30,000. Yeah.
What if Terhol just has new Lethari? Like all the wealth that he has accumulated, starts his own country.
Because it's all in the islands. We know that much. We know that most of this wealth has gone to the islands.
Yeah.
And now we just don't know what the Edu will do.
So yeah, I don't like that his plot didn't finish, because nothing happened. All that stuff that we went through with Tehol and Bug to take amounted to nothing.
No,
I feel like it was set up.
Yeah.
I feel for Tehol and Bug was specifically set up.
What do you mean?
It's a setup for like later.
Later in the okay, sure.
I think I can kind of say it finished in the sense that, okay, initially Shan and Risa, they wanted to collapse the economy.
Yeah.
But Tehol had already seen that this war is coming and he didn't think that they would win.
Yeah.
So he just went to the Ratcatchers Guild and told them, get everyone out of here. Everyone from the other races. Get them out of here. So because at the end, it's like everyone's surprised. Where are all the other subjugated races? Guys have outed. We're all by ourselves. We're only Lethery here left behind. It happens just before the siege of the Edo.
Yeah.
So I think for him, that his initial plot point for this is like, I have paid and I've basically atoned for my brothers. It's all a matter of atoning for. Everyone is atoning for Hull.
Yeah.
In their own way. So now it's because it's going. Initially, he was afraid of the first time he crashed the stock market. He didn't complete it because he was afraid of what would take its place.
Yeah. He just maintained the status quo.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now he could see that it was falling, that it was now falling properly. So what can he do? He decides, okay, now I can just crash it and go all out in saving all the people who got wrecked because of my innocent brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't crash it though.
Yeah, because it's a war.
Because it's a war. Yeah, it's gonna come down. Because I think the chicks accused him of betraying them and blah blah blah. And he's like, I feel like he needs to mansplain a lot, dude. Like.
But those chicks are caricatures.
Yeah.
Because
I expected more, so they were disappointing for me.
Yeah,
I think they're introduced in such a cool way. Like these guys have come and they're like, they look like strong warrior-y type chicks, and then they just kind of fade away, and they amount to nothing. Yeah. I had high hopes for them. I thought they would be cooler.
But it was funny how dick mad they are for Ublala.
Yeah.
Ublala,
in the end, Shurk won.
But Ublala is so... He's simple.
Dude can fight. Okay, look, dude, Iron Bars is fighting these gods. Ublala was fighting those gods also.
No, he was bear hugging.
He didn't die.
And he actually managed to bear hug one to death. That's amazing. As in, that's honestly, that's Casa level.
That's Casa level.
That's Casa level.
And that's just Ublala. This guy who was
just like an idiot.
Death, like,
who's only looking for true love.
That's, yeah. These power levels, man. They're
No,
all
but
over the
it
place.
just means Tarthanal blood is insane. Like Tarthanal Toblakai blood is... Whew.
And he was half as well, right? Like the ones who
Yeah,
have
he's also
gone
half.
there are half.
I think Casa is pure. I think it's probably one of the purest.
Yeah.
his
Well,
race.
no, they were corrupted also, right?
I think corrupted in culture, but not necessarily.
Not in blood.
No, because they were taken away by Ikariam, right?
No, Ikariam saved them, but then because
they had to forget who they are.
And there was a lot of inbreeding and whatever.
Inbreeding,
Yeah, but still, they were his clan, because it was the farthest from humanity, was the purest.
Yeah, they were the closest to original Tableau.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember now the ones that had already been enslaved were a lot smaller.
Yeah, smaller.
Yeah, but you also had the other guy who was like Tattersail's, not Tattersail's, Silver Fox's lover, that giant guy who got killed.
Yeah.
I've forgotten his name. The basically the giants who could use magic.
I remember him, but I don't remember his exact race. But he also seemed like they're all related in some way.
Yeah, he was Felaman? Felaman Toblakai. There are many Toblakais. There's like the little ones. There's the Felaman, the Theloman.
Because the little ones are just because of the mixing of Tableau and human. And then there's Theloman Toblakai. And then there's Tarthanol.
Tarthanol, again, where Toblakai mixed with something.
Yeah, and then there's... Even Barghast are related to some...
That's what I was saying. So if off the wiki, there are several races which can be categorized as Toblakai. These are Barghast, Fen, Tarthanol, Tableau, Thelomen, and Trell.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I guess, like...
And that was Bellodan. Sorry, I'd forgotten.
Bellodan is his name.
Skull Crusher.
Yeah, what a cool name.
He grieved for his slain lover, Nighttail. So these guys actually are like romantics.
Apart from Casa.
No, Casa is...
he's actually a romantic. He's
just a raging hard-on for violence.
No, he's a romantic in the sense that he loves the whole fantasy tale of conquering warriors. He's a Conan.
But he also had a chick at home.
He named the chicks who he got after her.
Let's not say loved. He coveted.
It
was one of. She was going to be one of his conquests. Yeah. To add to the
numbers.
To add to the legend of Casa.
Wow.
That's what he wanted.
Anyway, so should we end it here?
Yeah.
Yeah? This is why this book is worth reading, even though it was a slog.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I think one more thing before we end. The Tarthanol half-breed who killed Geron. I think maybe we're also going to see him maybe in the future as well.
Yeah, that guy.
But they mentioned him as being, as in now.
That guy took revenge. Like Garen had killed one of his people.
Killed his grandma.
And they had gone to go see. Who had gone? Bug, I think, had gone.
Yep.
Right.
To give blessings to her body. Yeah.
Yeah. Bug had gone, and this guy came in and said what happened now, and he basically got his revenge.
And then he was never seen again until he shanked Garen. Yeah. Garen thought he was home free.
That was cool. That was a cool moment.
Yeah, but first of all, they actually mentioned him by name, and I think they mentioned his viciousness. I think he's
specifically.
Yes, I think he's going to show up at some point.
Do you think he's going to show up as a para to cross cover Casa or just in this story?
Who? Sorry.
The guy who killed Garen.
Yeah, the Tarthanol half.
I don't think he's gonna show up at all.
Okay, then I want him to show up. I want him to show up because I like Casa kind of characters.
Yeah.
And anybody Tarthanol is amazing. The things that they can do.
Yeah.
Once they decide to lean into their blood for some weird reason. Okay, in Bloodlust's case, he's just
naturally.
He's a buffoon who will try to strengthen his way out of everything and anything.
I like to Bloodlust.
Yeah. So I think any Tarthanol character is somebody to watch.
Yeah, they're also my favorite. Toblakai are my favorite race so far.
Even for me. Okay, I like reading about them. I like about the exploits.
Yeah.
I like about just how strong they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for me, the kinds of characters I've realized that I'm ending up gravitating towards are all these Like for me, it was actually those Kapustan guys. The Shield Anvil, Shield Destriant, such guys, such types. And now Brace.
Oh, they were from...
like Whiskey Jack kind of guys.
Those guys weren't actually from Kapustan. They were from some other place.
Yeah.
And they'd come to Kapustan as mercenaries.
So those guys, those are the kinds
You're
of
like
guys.
regular soldier kind of guys.
Regular soldier, honorable types.
Yeah.
Whiskey Jack and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You? You said public.
No, okay, because I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure I've made a decision or no. I see a pattern yet in what I like. I'm not sure. Because I think I like aspects. Like now the way I like Casa. I think it's just put me on the watch for Choblakai kind of characters. But I don't know like what kind of characters I like. I'm not quite sure. But we'll see. It's still only halfway through.
Yeah.
I like
You like all these guys,
Yeah.
generally.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Because I like the Barghast as well.
Because even imagine,
Yeah.
we started when the last time when we were here, we talked about we gave this book a unanimous 6 out of 10 rating, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
But given by what the series is, this is I think the lowest scoring book
Yes.
that we've ever rated.
House of Chains was more enjoyable than this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've talked
Wow.
about this book for over an hour.
Yeah.
And it's not that this was a bad book. It's just
Yes,
that
yes.
it didn't take us where we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the pacing is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just making that clear. We did
We
like
love
the book.
We love the story and everything.
But
It's just that we wanted
it was
to be somewhere.
Yeah,
else,
'cause-
and
Yeah.
we're pleasantly surprised.
In this book, what I expected was I get to see the Shoning, and I get to see the fall of Emulan.
Yes. Those are the two things we expected.
Immediately, I saw Thrall is involved. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
I actually expected the book to end with him tied onto the wall. Yeah.
Also, it took far too long from Rhulad's death to them actually marching out. Took so long.
Yeah.
I don't even know what was going on with a lot of these chapters. There's a lot of empty space.
Oh, and
I think if you reread it, you'll find stuff. But initially,
what you were saying earlier about a lot of Udinaas introspection, and Thrall and
so
everything,
much of that.
I think a lot of it was mostly so that we can get like now his shadow that's Wither, and a lot of the dream sequences, so we can get explanations on like what happened to the Edu, and to get that speculation going on what from somebody who's basically almost as ignorant as us.
Yeah.
On what could have happened, maybe because somebody who's been close to the Edu, what could have happened, or how they came to be like this. But the problem, as you said, it dragged it a bit.
Yeah.
It dragged it a bit because what did
Wither was interesting as well, but nothing.
but he only gave hints, a bit of explanation once in a while.
Yeah, he was very cagey.
Yeah, but
about
because
stuff.
one thing, whenever he only said that he needed the power of his arrowhead. But what came of it? I expected him maybe when they were talking about betrayal. I expected maybe he'd stab Rhulad with that arrowhead,
I'd actually
and
imagined
then
that.
something magically would happen. Maybe kill him. I don't know, but something would happen. But nope, Weevil Blood came, activated, and took him away. Yes, it's the betrayal, but not the betrayal I was expecting.
Yeah. And even when they started talking about when he mentioned the arrowhead.
Yeah.
The very specific mention of an arrowhead made me start thinking immediately. Maybe it's like Ikariam's arrows. Maybe they're like super awesome nuke arrows or something. Then they're tokens, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there's weird stuff in this book that I
don't
guess
mind
I
it.
still don't understand.
Yeah, we don't mind it. We don't understand it, but we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
We see.
Yeah.
We can see the function, but not necessarily. It didn't excite us.
Yeah. But maybe later
Well.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for the next books. I have been holding off reading Bone Hunters like a madman.
Oh, because Bone Hunters is in Roraku.
I think it follows now. So I think it follows now Karsa, Heboric.
Because it has to be
Heboric?
Because it has to be Raraku.
Oh man, I
Because
need
the
to
company-
ghost hand.
Yeah, like
I need to
Himori
familiarize
language.
my names again to the old guys.
Because it has to be in Raraku because of that's the company name, Bone Hunters.
The Bone Hunters.
The new name that they took.
Oh
They're heading into
yeah.
the desert.
So it's back in the rock.
Yeah.
Back in the rock.
Who took that name? The Bridge Burners.
No,
new
the company
crew.
as a whole. Remember first when
I mean, like Fiddler's new. Crew,
what was
right?
that? What was that? The kid who is destined to be the next empire or the next first sword. Remember first he dug up bones in front of Felisin's sister.
Yeah.
And then they decided,
that kid.
let's fashion bones out for everyone.
And then we get like a script of him from the future saying
Yes.
that this guy, the first
destined to be like, and you're like,
that
what?
little trippy kid, the trippy kid from the Wiccan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wiccan host.
Wow.
That's the story that we wanted.
That's,
But I'm happy
that's where you're going.
that was my frustration. with
Yes,
this.
because that's what you
That's
wanted
what I
to jump.
That's exactly what I
That's a
wanted.
big
Because
jump.
I'm like, dude, we can't just stop there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though you're taking us back to trial, I'm like, come on, man. Gilbert, that's the meat. That's the meat.
Because it feels like this is imagine instead of, because we already know the bridge burners as bridge burners. I think now basically we're going to see bridge burners 2.0, but now see the actual process.
They've
I
ascended.
don't know about ascension, but no, I mean as in the whole tempering by fire.
Yeah.
That how the bridge burners came to be so legendary among the Malazan company. I think this is what's going to happen to the Bone Hunters as they try and basically put down the rebellion.
And remember, the dead ones are still somewhere.
I don't want to think about it.
The dead ones have
Because
been
I feel I
blessed.
might be disappointed, but I don't know.
And they've been blessed.
Yes.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's so many
There's so many
cliffhangers.
cliffhangers.
Yeah.
But we'll pick up. We'll try again next time.
Yeah.
So the next book, we just move straight into Bone Hunters.
Yeah, we're doing Bone Hunters next. If you're reading comics, we're doing East of West Volume 2,
Yeah.
which will probably be the next episode. In the meantime, read that, read Bone Hunters, and we will see you
Next
then. I am Hellsknight.
I'm Hillary.
I'm Agri.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Later.
Do you have an opinion on what we just discussed? Did we miss something? Tell us in the comments section and we'll read it in the next episode. If you're listening on Anchor, send us a voice message and we'll add it to this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast on Twitter @SpoilFans for updates, and follow our Instagram for behind-the-scenes action @Spoilers and Fandom. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and Anchor to get the latest episodes.